Good morning, people. You're very welcome. You're very welcome to a special edition of the Champions League draw. And of course, you have to be special to be in the Champions League first and foremost. And then you have to be extra special to have qualified for near enough every knockout stage since it was fucking created near enough. People, as you come into the stream, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it. Grizz sounds like a zombie, brother. If you've had the last 24 hours that I've had with about 5 hours sleep, you would sound like me. In fact, I don't know if you'd sound like me. Like, send me a voice note or something, man. I don't know.
Grizz was out raving, guys.
No, anything, but it was a mental. It was like it was the kind of raving that I can do now and relate to now. Like, so raving. What does raving actually mean? Like, if you Google the word raving, what does it mean? Like, I'm sure there's a couple of other meanings of raving, like raving mad.
You could be irrational or incoherent talk, which is raving mad, or rave to talk as if one were delirious or mad.
There you go. Stop right there. Stop right there, because people that know will know. Fellas, yesterday, not only did I stay up from 1 a.m. in the morning to watch Netherlands versus South Africa in the World Cup cricket, I then waited for Pakistan to beat Bangladesh. I then watched Chelsea and Arsenal in the morning kickoff, and then Man United Villa in the afternoon kickoff, and then Liverpool, and then I went to watch Liverpool and Spurs. So you can imagine that was football carnage. Of course, I've got Omar with me. I've got Noor with me. Guys, how are we?
Yeah, good, man. For once, I probably got more sleep than you. So,
shit. Wow.
It's happy days. So, I actually watched the Netherlands South Africa game for a bit. Did you see the guy who caught the ball with one hand?
Insane catch. Insane. And he was so he was so blasé about it. He didn't care. He didn't want the glory, because you know, like when people do that catch, normally they go and show off and want to get on the big screen and make a big hoo-ha here about it. This guy didn't care. He was like, yo, and he just chucked the ball away, like carry on as normal. And everyone was trying to speak to him. He was like, listen, man, it's like light work for him. But Noor, I don't know if you're into cricket. I know we've started off with a bit of cricket chat, but flexibility, variety is the spice of life.
Yeah, cricket, it's not my thing, to be honest. But yeah, the 2020 ones I like, them quick ones.
Yeah, it was the 2021. But
is it a 2021?
Yeah, man, 2020 World Cup. Big up, lads. Much love from South Africa. I'm so sorry about your cricket team, bro. I'm so sorry. As a South African, I'm in pain. We literally lost again. Knockout South Africans. I don't even know what to say. You guys are the Spurs of cricket. Like, you guys are the Spurs of cricket, man. There's no getting away from it. I'm sorry, man.
That's so true. Netherlands are like, they're basically South Africans, aren't they? But they're not like Netherlands are Netherlands are South Africans, but of Europe, but they're good at football and bad at cricket, whereas South Africa are good at cricket and bad at football. So yeah, big up the Rotterdams.
Yes, brother, bring on the draw up the Reds. You'll never walk alone, Sukhvinder says. We are indeed, people. We are here essentially for the draw. All things chatting around the Champions League draw, which is coming up. We know the program starts at 11, but we know the draw happens a fair few minutes later. Just top of your head, Noor, how are you feeling? I'm feeling quite relaxed and chilled. Normally I'm like on edge about the draws and this and that. I don't know. How are you feeling about the draw before we get into it?
No, I'm feeling super relaxed.
Really?
Yeah, super relaxed. I think mainly because it's probably like the World Cup is a game or two away. So then we can just relax and get people back, hopefully, and then get our squad a little bit more optimal for the second half of the season. But yeah, I'm feeling super relaxed, and I'm hoping, as I told you yesterday, that we get like one of the big boys, because I think one of the big boys will rejuvenate us, to be honest, because the little teams, I think if we beat them, I don't think we can get as much, but we can get galvanized if we beat one of the big boys and then start believing again as a squad as a team. The Anfield crowd will be crazy for a big game. And yeah, so that's what I'm hoping for.
Inshallah, man. Exactly. It's one of those ones where we've got nothing to be fearful about. I mean, I don't even need to ask you, Arms. I already know. But I guess you've got a very, very valid and rational point when it comes to this point, that we shouldn't be fearful anyone. If anything, it should be the other way around, right?
Yeah, and like for me, it's always like the draw happens at the weirdest times. It didn't happen like a month or a few weeks before the actual games. It happened,
if not longer. This time round, it's actually 3 months.
3 or 4 months. Yeah. So like anything can happen in that period. Like teams that are looking good now in February could be diabolical. We've seen our own Liverpool team look amazing in October and then look horrible in February. So it's whoever it will be, I'll be nervous in my own way about it. Because I'll shout out Amir, by the way, because he's watching from Australia, so he doesn't always watch the streams. But he probably caught us at a good time today because we're quite early, aren't we?
Oh,
but,
okay, yeah. What time is it in Australia now, Amir? Let us know.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm kind of like you always want it. I wouldn't say you want a team that isn't the biggest, but I hear Noah's point. Like, if you beat a big team, if you beat a Bayern, if you beat Madrid, if you beat I think that's really Bayern Madrid. Bayern Madrid are probably the two biggest teams we can get. That sort of galvanizes you. And the year we won the Champions League, we faced Bayern in the round of 16, and like that sort of boosted our sort of run. Right? Remember, we went to the Allianz Arena and Mane scored that goal, and we were like, okay, we're serious this year. So it's all about timing. And whoever it is, I'm gonna be nervous about the game. But and I guess the only thing that I don't really like is the fact that because we're runners up, we have to play the next game away, the second game away. So I always like playing the second game at Anfield just because Anfield, and like if you need someone to pull you over the line, it will be Anfield. But yeah, bring it on, man. Champions League, you're gonna be playing the best of the best at some stage. So yeah.
Okay, can I pull you up on that one?
You're gonna talk about last year.
No, I'm saying, you know when people say in the draw, you have to play everyone at some stage? No, you don't. Like, how many times in history, Noor, have teams have got lucky draw all the way and then, for example, play a Spurs in the final? Not us, but I'm just saying, I'm just giving you an example. I don't know about that saying, man. It's a cliche and whatnot. You don't have to play. Sometimes it's literally luck of the draw. Yeah, you may face a good team. You may face a great team, but you don't necessarily. I don't think that makes sense. Like you have to play the best teams at some stage. No, you don't. You can get Man City approved. You can get the best of fucking draws, and maybe play a good team at some stage.
Yeah, but if you look at Man City, them playing them easy games doesn't prepare them for like the latter stages.
Yeah, maybe.
I think if we get a big team, we switched on. Like last year, we didn't play anyone big until the final, wasn't it?
Well, Barca semi.
No, last year.
Oh, sorry. Who did we play last year in the semi? Oh, Porto.
No, we played Villarreal.
Villarreal, sorry, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, Villarreal was the semi.
And Porto in the knockout stage
that was Benfica.
Benfica.
Yeah, so and I don't think that mentality that mentally prepared us for Real Madrid. Had we beaten like a Bayern or someone, I think we would have had.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think we ran out of steam. It was just one game too far for us.
But then you look at Real Madrid's run. They had PSG, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. Like that was a goated run. Like fair play.
That was. You cannot argue with that. That is
like
hats off to them, man.
It works in weird ways, and you just on the day have to be the better team. And we know this Liverpool team, if it starts to click into gear, we can beat anyone on our day. But like again, February, a long way away. Who knows who's fit? Who knows who's injured? Who knows the state of the other team? So, it's like I'll never be stressed about the Champions League draw now. It's exciting, but then come February, that's when the nerves start to kick in.
No, absolutely. Shall we get what the situation is so far? Where we at? So here we go. So what do we know? Well, what we know is from all the groups, these are the teams that have qualified. So we know in Group A, Napoli won the group. We came second. As you said, that is a bit of a stinker, as you said, because we don't get to play at Anfield in the second leg. But we got to do what we got to do, right? Sometimes, I mean, I think we done the same thing in Bayern, didn't we? We played Bayern 2 years ago. Where we played Bayern at home. We got a 0-0 draw and we thought, shit. And then we actually went there and turned them over. No, that was quite an epic encounter, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, exactly that. When we got the 0-0, we was all like fearing, because I remember Van Dijk didn't play in that game as well. So I think it was Fabinho who played at centre back.
Yeah.
And covered for him. So and then going back to Bayern Munich's ground, we feared the worst.
The worst, yeah.
Yeah. However, I think it was Henderson got injured early as well, and then Fabinho came on and had a monster game.
Yeah.
And then contrasting to the Fabinho we're seeing right now, but so I think that galvanized us. You know, that made us believe. As soon as we did that at their ground, we believed that we could do it, and then it pushed us on, and that pushed us over the line.
Yeah, 100%. People, let us know in the chat, because we're not actually watching it, or I don't know, Omar might be watching it, or Noor, have you got it on? Or let us know. I'm not going to have it on, so you guys let me know when it's actually started, and then we can start going through it.
They're just introducing Hamit Altintop's doing the thing. Bro, this guy, since the finals win in Turkey, this guy's done every draw.
What? But why only him? Like, he's not the most famous of Turkish players that they could have picked. I get it, he played for Bayern. I get it's in Turkey. I get he's Turkish.
I think he had the most clout out of any Turkish. Oh, it's because he's the final ambassador. That's why.
Oh, he's the finals ambassador. That kind of makes sense. But look, Group B is the one that probably everyone is looking for in terms of opposition. I don't think there's any doubt about that, guys. Porto or Bruges. Obviously, we can only get Porto from there. That would be nice. I'm not going to lie, Noor.
Yeah. If we get Porto, then it's
not a wrap. Look, let's not say. Look,
no.
Let's not say it's a done deal, because we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, and we're all about the humble channel.
No.
I don't want to play Porto, you know, because we played them too many times. It's gonna be that one
and
time.
Something's got to give.
Yeah. I want to play them. I really don't want to play them.
Well, who's it between Porto, Bayern, and Real?
And Benfica.
I don't
want to play Benfica though. Benfica
we're better off playing Porto than Benfica. But Benfica's really looking really good with Enzo Fernandez in midfield, and they're looking sweet, man. They're like they've kicked up a gear.
They have, man. It's mad, isn't it? Because they sold so many players. All of these teams sell so many players, yet have the nous and the setup to go again and again and again. It's brilliant. It's actually quite amazing how they do it. Talk me through the next group, because I've just realized I've got to do something. I'm still here, but I'm on a different screen. The next group obviously was the three big teams and one just making up the numbers. Literally, bless them.
Most massive team. Plazen. No, I don't know. Did you expect Barca to go out? Because I was pretty confident on them going into this season. But yeah, fair play to Inter, because they've never really been a Champions League team since they won it. So big up to Inter. I don't know about Bayern. I don't know about Bayern, man.
What do you mean?
In terms of like, Nagelsmann still, until he wins it, I think I'll always doubt him, because every time he's always sort of overthought the Champions League, a bit like Pep. He's a talented manager, but like still his teams, they're still quite open, and like in the group stage is fine, but when it comes to like the fight, like the knockout rounds, I don't know if they still have that in them.
Yeah, the issue probably is he's quite young, and when you're young, you tend to be idealistic in your approach, and you might be a little bit naive, because he's thinking of, like, you know, a little, not arrogant, but you've got that as a young person. You've got that fearlessness a little bit about you. We can do this easy, blah blah blah. But then he's probably gonna learn very quickly that that's not how it works. Sometimes you've got to be calm. You've got to control games a lot more. You've got to cater your playing style to whoever you're playing and try and minimize their threats while trying to dominate them with your threats.
Guys, 200 of you, over 200 of you in here. Let's smash up the like buttons and think positively about this draw, and then we can get a nice easy draw that we don't have to stress about too much. So every single one of you, can you smash up that like button right now? I've actually managed to find a stream as well. Hamid Alton-Top says, we are really excited and proud to host this final Istanbul. If we could just get there, guys, what a city for us. So many memories. I mean, obviously you are Turkish. I've been to Turkey, and for me, it's a magical, mythical city for me. I absolutely love Istanbul and Turkey. So just get to the final, please, Liverpool, because this will be amazing. Even if they don't, I'll still probably go.
The whole hype around Liverpool being in Istanbul again would be crazy. Like, just think about it. They're rolling the balls, by the way.
Yeah. Here we go, as they say, people. So we're going. So balls are being stirred. Hamid Alton-Top is about to be drawing the first one. Ömz, I don't know if you want to start filling in the template. Here we go.
We'll get back on this.
So, what is this? Manchester City.
Oh wait,
is the first team drawn to Leipzig. Can you believe that? Leipzig. What do you think, guys? Quick thoughts. We'll obviously get a thing. Leipzig, Man City. This opening thing. I think it's a walk in the park.
Yeah, Leipzig can do something. It's just, I mean, they beat Madrid, but then City, I think.
Right. First, Club Brugge. Club Brugge, the first winners drawn out. At least Man City didn't get Club Brugge. So Club Brugge can get a whole host of teams. Wow, they can get anyone. They'll just be happy to be here, right, at this stage.
Yeah. Because you talk us through it, because you're slightly ahead of me.
Okay, I've got it. Club Brugge is versus Simon Mignolet. What a story, Simon Mignolet, eh? Benfica. Oh, Benfica.
You know what? I bet you every team is going to want the winner from that game.
We cannot get Benfica, people. We are now in the territory of getting one of the big ones if we don't get Porto.
I'm now behind the cause.
Liverpool.
Liverpool has been drawn against.
All right, here we go.
It's going to be Madrid.
There we go. This could be Porto, Bayern, or Madrid, people.
Here we go.
Porto, Bayern, or Madrid. Who we got?
Here we go.
Porto, Bayern, Madrid, and Hamid Alton-Top. I've talked nicely about your city. I've talked nicely about your hairstyle, your beard, everything, bro. Be nice to me. I'm
feeling Bayern.
Real Madrid! Yes!
Oh, I don't know.
Real Madrid, people. It's Liverpool versus Real Madrid. The one we didn't want.
I don't want.
Look at the smile on their faces. Look at the smile on their faces, man. Oh man.
Oh Lord.
AC Milan. Sorry, I should say. Liverpool, Real Madrid, people. 2022 final replay. Go away, man. People are saying, people are laughing, people are saying finished, people are saying F's sake, people are saying, oh, it's on. What's your reactions, people? What is your reactions? AC Milan have drawn. Let's finish the draw first. Yeah. AC Milan have drawn Tottenham Hotspur, the other English club alongside us and City. Tottenham Hotspur versus AC Milan. Ledley King repping Tottenham there. What do you think about that one? Not a bad one. I think Spurs can beat them comfortably. I'm not going to lie. And I mean
Tottenham in Europe have never moved me. I still think,
we got Madrid, lads. We got Madrid. Unbelievable. Eintracht Frankfurt.
Riyadh, great comment. Salah, don't say anything.
Don't say, man. Don't speak. No one speak, man. No one speak, guys. Yeah. Shit. This is wild, man. Oh, we just got Real Madrid, people. We just got Real Madrid. Well, it is what it is. I'm in the Omar boat now. You got to beat what you got. You got to beat whoever's in front of you, right?
Man, no called it. No was like, I want Madrid.
Yeah, I know. Blame no, guys.
Blame me, guys. But
Napoli going places. They'll surely dispose of Eintracht Frankfurt.
Yeah,
so they kind of deserve that easy draw, lads. Yeah. All I'm saying is, imagine if we top the group, we would have got Eintracht Frankfurt. That's all I'm saying to you guys. That's all I'm saying to you. See how important it is. See how important it is to win groups.
Bayern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, nah, not yet. Surely there's still a few.
No, Porto ain't been drawn out.
Dortmund now.
Dortmund, unless they get them now. No. Yeah, Dortmund can get Porto
or Chelsea.
Dortmund can get Porto or Chelsea. Come on, Chelsea. Get Chelsea.
It's be a tricky game for Chelsea.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't rate Dortmund like that. You know, I've not been rating Dortmund like that for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Dortmund versus Chelsea. Dortmund versus Chelsea.
Bayern still on. PSG versus Bayern is still on.
Bowley will be in Bellingham's ears, yeah?
No, man. Not about Bellingham. Chelsea. Okay, what happens here now? Who's left?
Porto, Bayern, PSG, and
Inter.
Inter Milan.
Yeah. So there's guaranteed to be another big game, pretty much.
Inter Milan can play Porto. So basically, this has to be Porto. Yeah, this has to be Porto.
Porto, yeah.
Oh, Bayern PSG then.
There's Bayern and PSG then, I guess.
Ooh, that's a game.
Wow.
Liverpool, Madrid, and Bayern PSG. Wow.
They better not do it on the same day.
Yeah. No, they will never do that on the same day. They will never do that on the same day. They cannot do that on the same day.
Oh my God.
What do we make of that, boys? What do we make of that? It's the formality now, isn't it? Have they drawn it? Have they done it?
No, but I think it's a formality.
So is there another draw after that round? And then it goes into brackets?
They do a quarterfinal. I don't think.
No, yeah. Is it? I don't think they do the people in the chat.
Don't they do that at the quarterfinal stage?
Yeah. So this one, then next one they do the brackets. Okay.
Mm.
Oh, you mean so you know your path to the final type thing.
Yeah.
Have you got it up? I've got it up if you want.
Oh, you've got an actual graphic?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be better than what I've got.
Yeah, let me find the graphic. Here we go. I've got the graphic. Let me turn the TV off so we don't get copyrighted. And then we can get the graphic up. All right, people, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Guys, you lot wanted, you mad effers. You lot wanted the hardest draw possible. Or make of that what you will. Go on, Mo. You can go first.
Yeah.
Speak on
man. It. I told you I wanted Madrid, number one, to get our focus back, especially with the guys. I don't want to hear nothing about revenge or anything, but focus on beating this team that's taken 2 Champions Leagues away from you. That's all you need to focus on. This team has taken 2.
You're going down the revenge route again.
No, not revenge, but it's about time that they did something. Like what is it? I don't want the players to talk. Let the fans talk about revenge. I'm a fan, so I can talk about revenge. Mm-hmm. But Salah, these guys, you keep your mouth shut. Don't motivate these guys, because I think that's what he's done in the last what is it game. But yeah, I'm excited for this, man. Maybe you get make sure that to Shemani regrets not coming to us, isn't it?
Oh man, Ömz, initial reaction.
My initial reaction was
instant reaction.
Instant. So you know how like Porto always get beaten by us, Madrid always beat us. So something's got to give. Surely this has got to give. Surely I'm now behind the cause. We're gonna turn up in the Bernabeu second leg and win.
So hold on, they've beaten us in the Champions League final, the first one we went to. Then they beat us in the groups. I mean, in the knockout stages when there were no fans. And then they beat us in the final again.
And then they beat us in the groups in 2014-15. So we've lost our last 6 Champions League games against them. Or we've lost 5 and drawn 1.
Wow.
The last time we beat them was when Gerrard scored that when we beat them 4-0 like at Anfield.
Yeah, and then magnificent game as well. Yeah. We need to listen, guys. Guys, this Madrid team is weird, isn't it? It's funny because you know, you think to yourself, we can get the better of these because, you know, they're aging midfield. He still tends to play for them. You know, we sometimes look at their fullback, who's still Carvajal, I believe. We still look at some of their defenders and we think we can get better than them. They don't really concentrate all the time. Okay, they brought in Tchouaméni. Valverde is probably on a par with one of the best players in the world right now. Like, there's no ifs and buts about it. Vinicius Jr., and then there's the GOAT, like one of the GOATs, Benzema. It's not easy, guys. I mean, I know we're I know we're trying to. I don't know if you guys are hyping yourselves up and like.
Are you doing this on the other side? Madrid, no matter who
they will hate playing us. I don't deny that.
Every team that won a group would not wanted to have played Liverpool or PSG.
Fact.
Now, and no matter what form people are in, like PSG fans, I already seen on Twitter were like, "Oh, thank God we finished second." So like, because they were worried about finishing first and having to play Liverpool. They were like, I saw a tweet which was like, they had like a 25% of facing Liverpool if they top the group. So teams are scared, but like it goes both ways. Like you don't know what's going to do. And
Kadir Ali says, if we beat Madrid, then we win the Champions League. Do you know what? I'll say it now as well. If we get past Real Madrid, we're winning this. We're going all the way. I'm on this, Noor. I'm telling you, man. We have to be hyped for this. We have to be on this. No, man, they don't want to play us. Who told you they want to play us, bro? Come on. They do not want to play us. Trust me. Noor, do you think they want to play us?
No. Out of all the teams they could have got, no way they want to play Liverpool. Especially Liverpool. No, they know that Liverpool will be motivated to get that. Or I'm not going to say the word, but to get, like justice. Let's say the word justice for what happened in the last few games against Real Madrid. So I don't think Real Madrid would wanted us. But I have to say as well that my hype will drastically go down if we don't get at least one body in midfield.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. Adam makes a very good point. Appreciate the support. He says, Ancelotti said before the Champions League final that we were predictable to set up against. He can't say that now. They ain't ready for our joker in the pack.
We're not ready for
rocking Grizz. Can't wait. Darwizzy in the building now, people. I'm telling you, God willing, Diaz back, Jota back. Hopefully by February, Jota may be touch and go, but Diaz definitely be back. All our injury situations, we pray will be good. We'll have a combative midfielder who can actually run in midfield, hopefully as well, because that'll be chaos. Chaos.
We can't beat Leeds or Forest, but we can beat City and Napoli. So who says we can't beat Madrid?
Yeah, I mean, that makes no sense in it, bro. You didn't think about that, did you? You didn't really think about that. We've beaten Napoli and Man City, understand? So, and I get what it is. I get what it is, man. You're hyped. Invincibles. You're an Arsenal fan. You're hyped right now. Fair play to you. Let's get that back up. Where am I? Okay, let's get back up. So Leipzig, Man City was the first one drawn out. What are you saying? Look, who was the hardest that Man City could have got? I can't remember now. The point being, even the hardest team they could have got, they would have been clear favourites.
They could have got PSG, I think.
Oh, could they? But they still would have been favorites.
Yeah. PSG. I think that would have been the only one. Yeah, only PSG. But
Ella Lad on loan to Bayern says their midfield versus ours will be disgusting. Well, then there's no point. Why are you tuning in and looking forward to this?
He's on loan to Bayern.
Yeah, you're on loan to Bayern anyway. Oh,
yeah, you worry about PSG, man.
Yeah, you worry about PSG. I mean, like, you know, and if you're already saying disgusting, scared, we're fucked, then why are you so hyped for the draw, man? Forget it. You should stay asleep, or whatever the time is in your case, sleeping or woken up or whatever. Leipzig, Man City, as I said, whatever team they would have drawn, they would have been favourites, I think. That's quite straightforward, right? We get Nkunku factor. Werner's injured as well, isn't he? Like,
he should be back though. Is it serious? One is effective on like these sort of nights. Like no matter how bad he is, like on a regular day, he's actually effective on like when there is space to run into, and that's the one thing you'll get against Man City. So hopefully he is back. But look,
the new manager, they've got a bit of a new manager bounce about them.
They smashed Madrid, what, 3-1, 4-1 or something at home. So it's more out of hope than expectation. Expectation is City, isn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely. The second one, Noor, is the one that everyone is going to want in the second round, in the quarterfinals, right? The winners of this. But fair play to them to get in here.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know about Benfica, man. They're looking like a surprise package. You know, you got one team that's a surprise package. It might be Napoli. I'm looking at Benfica and looking like they're really, really strong. They gave the 2 games that they played with PSG, they've given them a really good game. So yeah, but definitely I'm thinking more between Inter and Porto.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you mean.
Because I think hear that.
Inter's not like they lost yesterday to Juventus, right? That poor Juventus team.
Yeah. I'm not convinced.
Yeah, but it was a wild game though. Like how they won that, I don't know. It was like literally 2-3 chances they had.
Yeah.
But I get what you mean. Milan Spurs. I think that's very, very. That's probably the most equally balanced tie. What do you think?
I would equally take whoever wins that game if we get through. Milan versus.
I would not want Spurs under. I'm telling you now.
You know, yeah, the second half against Spurs was crazy. And
if Son played that, it could have been a different game. By the way,
yeah, exactly.
Kulusevski. People are saying if Kulusevski came on 15 minutes earlier, that would have been a different game. We tired badly yesterday. I just looked the goal game. I watched the game back today. Obviously, I was at the game. I didn't get a chance to watch it. We were lagging. Nilotpal says, this is Anfield, Grizz. Bring it on. Listen, as the game gets closer and closer, trust me, there ain't going to be no one more hyped than me. At the moment, I'm a bit tired. I haven't slept much, and I get it. I didn't want Real Madrid. Shall I be honest with you? Bayern or Real? Who would you have chosen?
Bayern.
I would have chosen
Bayern. I said this to Nur while you were just away, Grizz. We were talking about Nagelsmann overthinking and then Bayern. I don't feel like they're still defensively secure when it comes to like the round of 16 and like the knockouts. I still don't think they're the finished article. When Bayern are a finished article, they're ruthless. But then Madrid, you don't want to make the same mistake with Madrid over and over again. We say it every year. You wanna. Everyone's like, oh, bring on Madrid, and then they just turn up. So, like for once, let's all respect Madrid and say, right, they're the team to beat in this competition.
How can you not respect him? We'd be foolish and dumb fool, man, if we don't respect.
How many teams? I'd say PSG, Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool all went into that game against Madrid last year thinking, yeah, we should be winning this. I honestly think that's the case. And what did Madrid do? They beat every single one of those teams. And look, they're like, it's that.
Is it sustainable the way they beat us? Man City outplayed them for 80 minutes, 85 minutes of the tie, the whole tie. We definitely outplayed them in the final. And PSG definitely outplayed them as well, majority of the game.
5 minutes madness.
Is it all those games where I'd say, and look, respect their heritage. Respect their heritage, bro. Because when I speak about Liverpool's heritage, bro, Madrid's is twice near enough, right? Twice as much. So respect their heritage. I don't think they're unbeatable, Noor.
No, they're not unbeatable, but you know, their run last year reminded me of our run in 2005, where we weren't the best team, but we were just dispatching teams like Juve, Chelsea, and so. But the thing that they do have is like they don't panic when they're down. They don't panic. They just continue playing their game, and that's what experience brings them, and that's what's winning 4 or 5 Champions League brings them. They think they still got a chance. And so they don't give up at all. And like they just stay in the game. As long as they're in the game, they've got a chance. So
they stay in the game because they know that they've got Vinicius, Valverde, Benzema, 3 absolute match winners that can turn a game in an instant.
Rodrigo as well is turning into a match winner. So there's another one added to the list.
Yeah.
Albert makes a very good point, though. He goes, if you are going to get Madrid, get them over 2 legs. As opposed to a one-off, right?
Facts, exactly.
Yeah.
Nilak Powell says, now Klopp has no choice but to go all out for 2 midfielders in Jan. Blessing in disguise. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think he's going to get 2 midfielders because we've drawn Madrid. I think he's going to look for midfielder at the very minimum because we effing need a midfielder. As good as we were in that first half, and I thought we were look, I'm not gonna lie to you. For me, that was one of the best performances in that first half in a long time for me, because I thought Spurs are going to defend resolutely and be very hard to beat. But that second half, we tired, and that's what we need to fix. Sorry, Neil. Would you say something?
No. You know, I was gonna say, did you watch his interview before the Spurs game, where she asked him about? Do you regret not spending money in the summer? And then he was like, he goes, I don't do regrets. It's happened. He goes, and he goes, I'm excited about the situation because we're planning for the short term, medium term, and long term, and I'm excited for what's to come. So that put confidence in me, like they're gonna go serious, not just January, but in the summer as well, to try and address some of these issues. And his eyes has been like peeled wide open for some of the things we needed. Like we need I know you guys discussed it yesterday on the RedFellas, like athletic midfielders that can cover ground, especially if you're playing in that. Because yesterday it was a hybrid between a 4-3-3 and sometimes it was a 4-2-4-4-2. And
it was
asking Thiago to cover that much space, and Elliot with his short legs that can't cover space like that. Was an issue. And if we had midfielders that's got big strides that can cover the right and left, the central areas as well as the wing areas, then Liverpool can become like deadly force again. So I'm excited to see what he's got planned. I'm hearing is there anything true about this Gakpo guy and Linda saying he's a missing link?
Yeah, I don't think he was talking about him being a missing link to us. People get carried away. I think what he meant was for his team, his current team, PSV. Yeah. So people have interpreted that he's the missing link for us. He's not the missing link for us. In my humble opinion, he's not that guy for us. But as always, if the coaching team have identified him and they want him, he will be cheap, relatively. Leeds were in for him. Arsenal been linked with him. We were linked with him last February. I mentioned it on my Twitter, but we didn't follow it up. So I don't know. After getting Diaz and Jota and Carvalho and who's the other attacker? No, that's it. I'm not sure if he's the type of striker we're going to go for forward. But if it is, let's see how it goes. But he's not for me, He's not for me. Albert says, on the bright side, FSG have to fix our midfield. They absolutely have to.
For me,
go on.
I hope. For me, the ideal is.
Come on, Sass, let's go Madrid.
Plus, the realistic is to get 2 midfielders over the next 2 transfer windows. It just depends who. Because for me, ideally, the 2 I want, two I really want is Rice and Bellingham. I really want that. But then I'm looking at someone like Caicedo, and I'm like, oh, you could do a little bit of a job in the team.
Not a little bit. I'm ready to confess. Yeah. I'm ready to confess. Caicedo will be as successful as Gini Wijnaldum. He will be our new Gini Wijnaldum. He will cover. You know, Nora's just talking about covering ground and spaces and passing lanes and being efficient. In fact, he's better than efficient on the ball. The size of him, he don't lose a tackle. Block tackle, sliding tackles, tenacious, pace. This kid has got the world at his feet. All I'm saying is Chelsea are our biggest rivals for Caicedo and Rice. Chelsea won't get both Caicedo and Rice.
Chelsea really want Rice because he's their guy, isn't he? He's their it's like him coming home because he was in their academy, wasn't he? But man, I really like Declan Rice. I 180'd on him about 2 years ago.
He splits the fan base. So many people don't see it with him. I want his physicality. This is Premier League we're talking about. We have to have a mixture of players with different attributes
as well. Am I able to talk about that? The World Cup just being a factor because people forget the World Cup is going to be a massive factor on like.
Let me read this super chat and then I'll read that comment that ignited your thought pattern. Albert says, if we don't buy in January to cope with Real, it's over. Oh, yeah. Look, I'm not just bothered about Real Madrid in isolation. It's the remainder of the season that I worry about. And that's why we need a player. Sorry, Ömz, where was it? But go on.
I'll start it. Hold on.
Got it.
Oh, God. Yeah. Let's hope Brazil versus France in World Cup final and Benzema, Tchouaméni, Vini, all too tired play first leg. For me, all I'll say on the World Cup is every team that's in form now do not want the World Cup. Arsenal, Napoli, all these teams do not want the World Cup because it's just going to completely halt their momentum. Like we said it at the start of the season, January onwards is going to feel like a completely new season. It's about who can get into form, who can get back up running as quickly as possible and sort of pull together like a long run. So we saw what the AFCON did to Salah and Mane, especially Salah last year in the way it fatigued him. This World Cup is going to have a fatiguing effect in the long run for the rest of the season on any player that sort of goes deep. Because these guys, they go hard for their countries. I don't think you understand. Injuries are going to get involved, and even if they're not injured, people put in like when you get to World Cup semis and World Cup finals, that's probably the most effort you'll see from players on a football pitch because it means so much to them. So it will, like we saw how much it sort of derailed Salah's season just carrying
probably
Egypt.
The best example.
Exactly. So like look, who knows what can happen? So I wouldn't like I said at the start, I wouldn't worry about the Champions League game against Madrid now. The time to think about it and the time to worry about it is the weeks leading up to it. When you know who's fit, when you know who's not fit, when you know who's in form, when you know who's not in form. Who knows? We go on like 15 winning streak at the start of January, and go into that game absolute favourites. Madrid could have a faulty start because Vinicius, Benzema, Tchouaméni, all these guys have had such long World Cups. So you need to just like. Fair enough. Right now, if we had the game next week, we'd be like, "Oh damn, this isn't good." But it's in February, so let's just wait and see how it goes. Because the World Cup is going to play a massive momentum stopper into every team. This is why teams like Arsenal, Napoli, I actually feel bad for them because they're two teams that just want to keep playing and playing and playing. I won't be surprised if both those teams by January start to fall off. Yeah,
it's true. You want to get as many when you're in momentum, when you're in your peak. You want to get all these games and teams out of the way, but this is why wise men say long season. This is why wise men say long season. And no, almost totally right, especially this season. It's a long, strange, wild season. Anything can happen.
Yeah, 100%. Like I always laugh when people are reactionary from week to week and make these outlandish claims. This like Liverpool, like we've been getting Liverpool are done. They ain't coming back. Liverpool are like a gone team, and then they start elevating teams like Spurs. I think Spurs will finish second, and then a few games later they start changing.
Chelsea were last season was Chelsea. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Because they were top.
Exactly. These guys, I don't know, why don't you learn and just wait until the business end of the season, where now you've got like a good sample size to see the momentum of a team. I always say I think it was when Man United was top in January, and everyone was saying, yeah, they're gonna give City a good run for their money, and then they just dropped off and ended up being 12 plus points behind them. So yeah, it's a long season, guys. It's a very, very long season. Anything can happen. One injury to a key player can derail like a team. That's how the margins are so thin right now. So it's a long season. Anything can happen. Like Luis Diaz gave us a boost in January last season. I think getting a midfielder at least that can help us may give us a boost. We've got Naby coming back. We've got who else we got?
No, that's it. Only Naby, but I don't think Naby is coming back. Just for your information purposes and people.
As in what they've decided, that's it. It's done.
I don't think Naby is going to be a Liverpool player for much longer.
They're selling in January.
If I speak.
As long if they sell him in January, then we've got to get.
We can't sell him. There's not forget money. It's not sell. It's just
not even if we
Klopp.
get.
Yeah, him and Klopp. Yeah, they're not best buddies anymore.
Okay, all right.
So forget Naby. That's what I'm saying. Forget Naby. Okay. Don't even consider him. The worst. I'm saying it now. The worst transfer that I can remember in recent times. 50 in recent times for Liverpool.
What counts as recent times?
Klopp's era.
Arthur was so much worse. This guy's not even played a game.
Okay, yeah, but Arthur's a free transfer, man. 52 million as the golden child, as our number 8. Do you want to debate?
No,
he was a small CDG.
He reminds me of Diaby for Arsenal, where he had all the potential, but it's always injured.
But I'm sorry, Diaby's potential was ridiculous. Naby's was good. I don't know.
No, you know what?
Man, not Karius, man. Get that off, man. How can you compare Naby to anyone's? I'm sorry.
No, Karius was.
In terms of the money we paid for him, it didn't happen.
That's my point. Yeah. Albert says anyone of Tielemans, Maddison, Ward-Prowse for January. None of those names would fit the profile that I'm looking for in January. Yeah, I get it. All three are good players. But Tielemans wouldn't be what I need right now, which is legs, energy, pace, and power. Neither is Maddison, and neither is Ward-Prowse. All of them great technicians.
If we had legs in January, I'd have been all in for Maddison. But he's just, I love him as a player, but he's just not. I agree. We need guys that can run and are just everywhere.
Simple.
Yeah.
We've got a quote from Real Madrid's director, Butcher Gaino. Anfield pushes you a lot, but we are Madrid. We love this competition. Fair enough. Can't argue with that, right? Can't argue with that.
I'm not going to say anything. I don't want any fuel.
I love accounts like this. He's called Speaking Facts, but he hasn't spoken one fact. Well, he's got my name right. That's fact. Nothing is changing for Liverpool. Liverpool is still crap and won Tottenham by bad defensive mistakes. Okay.
I think
change your name, mate. Change your name, mate. Lima in January, KM says. Now, he's the one I want, but in January, it will make it difficult for a couple of reasons. A, he's injured. He's actually due back in the next month or so. And B, he's going to be free in summer. So would we want to dip into our budget to try prize him away in January.
Do you think we'll do like we can do if that's the case with Naby being like out of favor, then we could do like a swap till the end of the season?
Swap deals only used to happen in Serie A days, in Golazza days. Remember in Channel 4 football? Those are the last days of swaps. Swaps don't happen in these days, man. I don't know. Can you guys remember a recent swap or anything? I remember that dodgy swap.
Mkhitaryan and Sanchez.
Yeah, that was a bit of a dodgy one. Yeah. And then there was that Barcelona one, wasn't there? With Melo and Pjanic.
Oh yeah.
And Pjanic. That was a bit of a weird
money
one.
laundering. That was money laundering.
Exactly. Speaking Facts wants me to stop. I'm going to highlight all dickheads. I always highlight dickheads. Stop your transfer price lying because Keita was 60 million. All right, sorry. I said 55 million. My God. One more dickhead comment, I'm going to block you. Because you're just trolling. You're just going to troll.
Isn't Lima quite injury prone? Which we kind of don't need. We need a guy that can just play 50 games a season, like the man Genie Weenie.
He's that action. You know what? He's that kind of player. You know, I likened him to a young James Milner, and people laugh because they only know this James Milner, which is 37 and can't run. But a young James Milner, Klopp would have loved him and probably would have been Klopp's first name on every team sheet. That's all I'm saying to you. That's all I'm saying to you. If James Milner was young, Jurgen Klopp would probably be. He would probably be Klopp's favorite player.
Yeah, 100%.
He's like that, isn't he?
He's versatile. I remember James Milner playing in the wings, up front, left back, right back. This guy could do it all, to be honest. And I think that's what Klopp favors a lot more than anyone else, is like that versatility, where then he can rely on people like to cover injuries or what have you, if it ends up happening. But yeah, recent people have short memories, to be honest. It's like, what have you done for me lately? And so they tend to write you off as soon as your your career is coming to an end. They start to write your whole career off.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people have made up their minds already in terms of, there you go. Steph Max says we're through to the quarterfinals already. I believe he's a Real Madrid fan.
I think he's
looks like AC. Yeah, he looks like AC.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Sorry, AC Milan fan. I beg your pardon. Yeah, fair enough. Look, enjoy yourselves, man. Yeah, exactly. Wow, what a story there as well, brewing. So Milan Spurs, for me, as I said, I think that's the most finely balanced one, guys. What do you think?
Yeah.
Difficult to call.
Yeah, that's a tough game for Spurs and vice versa. It depends. It all depends if Tottenham start to get on form, because you know they've got like a system and the players to give anyone a really good game if they decide to play. And yesterday, the first half, they were just like so negative they didn't want to play. As soon as they're 2 goals down and it's like, then there's no pressure,
nothing to lose.
To lose. Then they come out and absolutely start to freaking camp in our half, and we can't do nothing about it. It was crazy.
I thought it was a cowardly performance from Antonio Conte, and I'm going to say so on the Big Six tonight, people.
Do you think? I think it's more like he's very demanding, and these guys are like scared to displease him, and so they go into their own shell. So he's very like, I want you to be at the top of your game, and these guys just shrink. And so they come out of their shells as soon as there's nothing to lose. So they're like, all right, we're going to get a bollocking anyway, so we might as well just play.
Yeah.
I think you need like strong mentality players that just can.
He's trying to make them so it's either make or break with him, then, isn't it? So they're going to fix up. They're actually going to fix up and become Conte's mentality version of mentality monsters, or they're going to wilt under the pressure like Eric Dyer did. What do you think about that, Trice? Milan Spurs Ömz, you were saying you were not sure.
It's hard because they both have proven to be bottlers recently in the Champions League. I'm I'm like 55-45 to Spurs right now. I think they might just edge it, especially with like the second game being at the top Spurs stadium. So, yeah, it's so even. Oh, I think Spurs will win it. I just think they have a bit more X factor. Unless Leao really steps up, like I think Kane and Son will really start to. That what Jono said exactly. Conte sucks in Europe. That's the thing. Like he's only got to the quarterfinals once, I believe, in like all his years managing in the Champions League. Which to be fair, he managed that great Juventus team, managed an Inter team that won the league. So I'm going to lean to Spurs for now. Again, that might be a game that might, like what I said, that might be a game that really will be able to be decided by who's in form, who's not in form, who's fit and who's not fit.
Fair enough. A couple of super chats to get through before we continue with the other fixtures. Guys, there's 500 of you in here and not even 200 likes. Like
get it up, guys.
No, like literally, like. Man City is upset with UEFA. They didn't get Club Brugge or Frankfurt. Yeah, they, as I said, look, realistically, whoever they would have got, they would have been favourites. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Albert says, not Vinny versus Trent again. Get a fullback, please. You want a fullback as well? Come on, guys.
I got Calvin Ramsey in my team. It's fine. Really good.
But it's true, though. But it's true. Look, listen. I'm not beating around the bush. Trent is way beyond his levels right now. Have you got any further theories on this Trent situation? Because come Vinicius, wow.
Come Vinicius, come Konate.
Well, yeah, but
you know what?
Is there a okay? It's February. We're miles away. I get all of that, but just for the purpose of a conversation, a little chat. Is there, if it happened to this week, is there a question for Gomez to start?
Well, right back. Yeah. If you remember, Trent's initial stay in the team a few years back, all the big games, Klopp will always bring Gomez on right back, and Trent will be on the bench. If you really look back at it, I think it was Barcelona away when we lost 3-0. Gomez came in at right back. Trent was on the bench. I think he played the Man City game, but so, like some big games, Trent will be on the bench because of that. Like, he was young and still couldn't get grips with the defensive side of it. For me,
unless Ramsey steps in the next couple of months, because he's going to play against Derby. He's going to, God willing, we get through Derby. He's going to play in the next round of the League Cup and the FA Cup. And if he turns it on and shows us something, then I'm good with Ramsey. By the way, can anybody get this confirmed that Madrid will have 2 weeks off around that period? Why? Double check that. But go on, you were saying no? Sorry.
Yeah, so with Ramsey, I don't know if you guys have noticed it when in an Napoli game when Klopp hugged him. He's quite tall. Klopp is a tall guy. And
5'10" stroke 11 already at his age.
Yeah, so I was surprised, and he's still growing because your growth stops around 21, 22, depending on the person you are. But yeah, so Ramsey is quite interesting. I don't know, maybe, but Trent for me it's a focus thing, guys. It's not ability. It's just a focus thing, and for me he needs to stop overthinking things and just check his shoulder all the time. Because when they hit the post in the first half, when they hit the post, if you look back, if Harry Kane crossed it back post, it was 3 against 1 again with Trent. Had he crossed it to the back post, we would have been effed. But yeah, let me speak about thing as well. Gary Neville's a bit of a waste man for putting this pressure on Trent at this moment in time, because what he said yesterday after Dyer, who's guaranteed to start for England, to say that Trent will be a liability in a knockout stage, when this guy just made the biggest error for Salah's goal and he didn't even not one peep out of him for that, or Maguire, or like I thought that was a bit, he's just not bullying, but just beating on Trent.
You should know, Gary Neville is a guy who's played at the highest level, came as a youngster. He should know more than anyone else what it's like to put pressure on kids coming through the ranks. And he should also know that the glare of the social media now compared to when he was is nothing. And also how it can affect players as well and young players. So yeah, that side of things. But look, at the end of the day, he's doing his job in it. He's getting asked.
We said this the other day, man. Like when we had the whole Curtis Jones thing, bro. If Gerrard got the attention, social media attention he did back in the day, we'd all be calling for his head, because how many red cards did he pick up as a youngster? He used to get cooked sometimes by people like Vieira and Keane. So like, it is what it is.
100%. Is that the real culture, Cams? I don't know if it is. If it is, message me so I know how to mod you, because there's always fakes about. Anfield being the first leg is a bad thing. I would back LFC if Anfield was second leg and you're declared objective. Yeah, I get that.
That is a good point.
Actually, I get that. But look, we've done the same thing to Bayern, like we were saying earlier on, and it's not like we can't do it. You know, we can't just rely on Anfield.
Do you want to see something fun?
But if that is you, Cam, it's Europa League draw, my B. And I mean, you want to switch off and log on to the Europa League, man, see who you guys got on Thursday. Like Maccabi Tel Aviv or something. He supports Man United. It depends what week it is. You know what I mean? He has different strokes for different folks. But yeah, what are you saying?
This is something fun. Before the first game, we have Everton at home. And then before the second game, we have United at home. Boy, do you remember the last time we had Madrid and United in a week? We won 4-1 and 4-0. The signs are there. I'm telling you, the signs are there. Istanbul, Madrid and United in the same week. We're winning. I'm confident now.
This. Wow, look at this. Whoa, that is crazy.
I don't know what you mean about signs, bro. That's not crazy at all. I'm not oh man. So what? So basically the first leg is the 14th of February, right? That's Valentine's Day out of the way. So
Chris, your missus is gonna be vexed.
You're gonna be Merseyside derby 3 days before.
Well, it depends when the No, it has to be the 15th, because Madrid have a game on the 12th, I think. So they can't play 12th to 14th. So we have to be 12. It has to be the 15th of Feb. So you get your Valentine's Day, Grizz.
Damn. Okay, so we get 15th of February. So that's 4-day gap between Liverpool and Everton, which is going to be a fucking humdinger as always. Then we go to Newcastle in between. No shit. Oh shit. I just seen. At least they're home games right before the Real Madrid games, I guess. So we play Man United and we play Everton before Real Madrid fixtures. Am I right?
Yeah.
As it stands.
No, that is how it stands, isn't it? It's not going to be different.
When is the Karabuti final?
No, man. We won't even look for that. I don't think we will look for that. Trent can't defend, period. Play him at right midfield, says Albert.
I wouldn't. If
Cav says loving the positivity.
Is Cav.
Omar.
I'm trying to bring the after dark mentality to Grizz Khan TV, but it's not having it today.
Well, no, it can happen. It can happen. There's nothing stopping it. Shout out to the Let's Be Real Real Madrid podcast. I've done a preview show for the Champions League final last year with them. Brilliant bunch of lads. I guess we will speak again. People keep hitting those likes buttons. We're wrapping up in very soon. We're still over 500 of you. What's the fixtures that we haven't seen? There we go. So Frankfurt Napoli, I think it's fair to say, yeah, it's done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's done.
The only thing that's bugging me or would bug them is like what we talked about, momentum, and by the time Napoli comes, by the time February comes, you know, is that Napoli bubble going to be burst? Because Napoli have got a history of bottling it as well come latter stages of the season. But they're everyone's favourite.
They're the Spurs of Italy, aren't they?
In terms of bottle jobs, yes, but in terms of stylistically and football and excitement, also no.
Yeah, no, but in terms of like being like in terms of heritage.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's a pretty good example. James says, if there was anything to confirm, we need a midfielder this Jan. Real Madrid draw is it.
Yeah.
We need it. Dortmund, Chelsea, pretty equal balance right now. But again, we don't know because Chelsea are not looking great right now. Dortmund are hit and miss as well.
Yeah, Chelsea looking like an aging team, even though they got young players. They just look old and lethargic. Like it's a massive disconnect between their back line and their front line, and so like they've got issues. Yesterday's game, it was yesterday, right? Yesterday's game showed like levels. Arsenal looked like the home team, and Chelsea looked like the away team at Chelsea's ground, and so Chelsea, depending, maybe Potter by that time have them going, but right now it's not looking good.
Inter Porto. I don't think this is a foregone conclusion, Ömz. What do you think? Inter Porto is not going to be... Everyone's going to make Inter clear favourites, I guess. But for me, there's something about Inter that doesn't convince me.
Porto got to qualify. They have to play us. It's tradition. So
please.
Yeah. I do get your point about Inter, which is why I would be fairly impartial to facing if we qualify, facing the winner of this game, because I agree about Inter. They don't really have that. They should win on paper, but then if you look at their team, is that really a Champions League team? Do they really have that? Champions League, right? You've got to have that dog. I don't think Inter or Porto have that. They don't have...
Porto don't. But Inter... It's a tricky one with Inter.
They've got Dzeko leading the line. They've got...
Yeah, it's an age thing, innit? Got a bit of a slow defense. They're very strong and rigid. It's their midfield. It doesn't... It's like Barella part, of course. I get it. Like, Brozovic is very highly thought of. But Brozovic, Barella, and how do you say his name?
Çalhanoğlu.
Çalhanoğlu. And then you got Martinez, Dzeko, and then 5 at the back. Dumfries might not still be there. A lot of teams want him in January. But their star man's been the left back. His name. DeMarco. Yeah. He's been what a left back this season. And then I guess the second biggest game. No, not guess. Definitely the second biggest game of the draw. PSG Bayern, guys. Ooh. 2 absolute juggernauts. Ooh. The French versus the German juggernauts. We saying no?
Yeah, you know what? I'll put PSG as favourites for this one. Only due to Bayern's very high line and Mbappe's crazy pace. The guy could, like, his pace, I think it's going to be tough, like, for them to contain. A few years back, I think when PSG beat them with, like, convincingly as well. I think it's not going to be a foregone conclusion, but I'll give PSG the edge here because of that high line. I'm not liking it, especially with what's his name? What's the other centre back that was playing for
Ramos, Marquinhos, Kimpembe.
Yeah.
PSG.
No, for Bayern.
I beg your pardon.
Upamecano, yeah. Upamecano, he's hot and cold. He blows hot and cold. Sometimes he looks good. Sometimes he just does some crazy things. So it's going to be interesting, man. Mane's there, so Can he do something against PSG? Yeah, it's gonna be a juicy one. Let's just hope that they do not put Real Madrid and Liverpool game on the same day as those two.
How do you see that one, Ömz? PS versus Bayern, PSG versus Bayern.
For me, PSG, they should be winning this competition. I like what they've got going there. I think they've finally found a manager, a system that gets the best out of, one, their attack, and two, the rest of the team. That back three, you've got. I feel like for Champions League, you sort of have everything for now.
Mm-hmm.
Ramos in the back three is so much better than Ramos in the back two now.
For sure.
Marquinhos, Kimpembe, Mukiele can come in. Your wing backs are electric in Nuno Mendes and Hakimi. Then your midfield in Vitinha and Verratti, two guys that are so good on the ball but can carry the ball around. Then that front three, it's all about the front three, right? And no matter what anyone says, that front three have clicked this season. They have looked frightening. I've not seen anything like that since probably Neymar, Messi, Suarez, in terms of like all-star power up front, just being absolutely dominant. And look, Messi, for me, he's been the best player in that team. He has carried that team. Like, I know Mbappe's still got the goals. Neymar's been sensational. But for me, Messi has really shown why he is still, one, for me, the GOAT, and two, still probably on form, the best player in the world. Now, the only thing about Messi is, how much will this World Cup drain him? Because, look, we know this
emotionally as well, and physically, because he's going to put everything into this, yeah. And so is Neymar, to be honest.
Yeah, that is true. I think more for Messi in the sense that this is now expectation on Messi. Not expectation, but this is his best chance and probably his last chance to win a World Cup. So, look, if he wins it, could that just take him on to another level until the end of the season? Or if he loses a final or a semi-final, what does that do to him? Because everyone knows the pressure he has on him in Argentina. So, for me, PSG are the team to beat in the Champions League. Again, that's as of now. Obviously, we have a few months. But for me, PSG, they should be winning this game. I don't think Nagelsmann is quite. I actually like Nagelsmann. I slander him a lot, but I like him. But again, he's raw, he's fresh, and he's not got that sort of. He's never done it in the Champions League like knockout stages. So until he does it, I'm always going to be judging him harshly. So for me, PSG should be doing this. But then the World Cup, like you said, on Neymar and then on Messi could play a massive factors. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where everyone is by February. But it's one game you cannot call, because Bayern are a sort of team where if they find a system and they find a sort of cohesiveness, then they're so hard to beat. But yeah, right now I have PSG winning that one.
Guys, just for jokes, what are you saying? Shall we do the Europa League?
Is it?
See what they're about to be drawn. So I'm on the page. So let's see what they got popping for themselves. Europa League is the same. Who's doing the Europa League? I don't recognize the guy. People, does anybody know? But then let me get the Europa League. Let me get the Europa League teams up before we go any further, because it may affect a few things. What do you think? Like in terms of the league and stuff, and our battle for the Champions League. What do you think, guys? Any relevance?
Yeah, depending. Like, it does have an effect. Like, what do you think? They're playing the same time as the Champions League, right? So, so we've got Man United. So it'll be a Sunday game, no?
Yeah, you know how we played Man United before Real Madrid. They could be playing someone like Barca. So they could be equally as like worried about having a tough game then, but that game would be a Sunday, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So our first leg would be so that the following game would be a Wednesday, which means our first leg would be a Tuesday, which means it will be on Valentine's Day, Grizz. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm actually very happy with that. Thanks, mate. very quickly, here we go. So this is let me get this screen up. So this is the teams that are in the Europa. Bless the cotton socks. This is their teams. So Man United gets seeded. Oh, hold on. The draw's happening, people. Here we go. Here we go. All right. First balls out the bag, people. This is the Europa League draw. Barca comes out the bag first straight away.
Come on, Man United.
Oh, so who can they get? So Barca.
You can get PSG.
Hold on, Barca. I hope Barca can get United, Midland, Monaco, Nantes, PSV, Roma, and Union Berlin.
Yeah,
Union Berlin.
Let's see.
It's not looking good because of the amount of players, the teams that they can play.
Okay.
I wanted United.
A lot of balls there, mate. A lot of balls there. Let's see.
United, come on.
Struggling with the ball. Monaco. Is that Monaco?
Man United.
Manchester United. Oh, shit.
I called it again, boys.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Liverpool, Madrid, Barca, United. Damn.
Well.
Would you look at that?
Well.
Come on.
So what, are they playing us then? Are they playing that before us then?
I assume it'd be the same week.
Juventus being drawn out. Here we go, people. Pavel Nedved with a full flush of hair still. My God. Wow. Look at that.
Still looks young, huh?
Proper. I want to know what he has for breakfast, man.
It's that Italian Mediterranean diet.
A good diet. Fish.
Juventus. Is it going to be another big one? Here we go. Juventus versus
Nantes.
So wait, hold on. Can someone in the chat find out if Man United are definitely playing the week before us, like in the same game? Same game.
You know what? They won't be. They'll be playing that because this is technically round of 32.
Oh yeah. They're playing this in January.
They'll be playing their last 16 games. So they'll be playing. If they qualify, they'll be playing their. If they beat Barca, they'll be playing. Which I don't think they will. They'll be playing the next round, so we don't know who they'll be playing essentially. So
Dinesh says, "Good afternoon, Grizz and everyone. Let's be positive. Liverpool going through the next round. Real Madrid are not made in heaven." Absolutely, Dinesh. Absolutely, Dinesh.
Why not believe, man?
Spirit has nailed it. The secret is olive oil and a Turkish hair transplant clinic.
There you go.
More
latter than the first.
Essentially.
Yeah. Olive oil still good. Is it Midland?
Yeah.
I've gone behind. Okay.
Midland.
Sporting.
I think. Oh, Sporting. Okay, so Sporting have got Midland. Yeah, I don't think there's nothing else to worry about. There's nothing else English in there, is there? Is there any other English team in there, people?
Arsenal, yeah, Arsenal.
Oh,
no, Arsenal qualified.
No, Arsenal qualified.
Yeah. This is I keep forgetting that this is the qualification.
Oh, this is the draw.
So this is like the playoff round. This is like the playoff round. So whoever wins these games ends up going into the round of 16.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a bit random.
I hear that, yeah.
So
this is what's coming into the 2024 Champions League, isn't it? Because they're gonna have 8 teams that qualify, and then they have the rest that's playing a playoff game.
Man United, Barcelona, Liverpool, Real Madrid, PSG versus Bayern. Wow, what a set of European draws. But guess what? Barcelona and Man United are in some Europa League playoff. How the mighty have fallen. I honestly don't even know what their game is now. Where you got just some playoff to be in some next round bollocks. Whereas we know Liverpool, Real Madrid is a replay of the Champions League final of the last 2 out of 3 finals. Am I right? 2 out of the 3. So we know where the European heritage is. We got the pretenders or the wannabes Man City and PSG with slightly awkward ties. Hope you've enjoyed our version of or our reactions to the Champions League draw. These guys, these young lads with me wanted a hard draw. No, you wanted it. You said bring it on. You've been saying it since last night. I don't know, man. I hope your energy and positivity rubs off and you wanted to play the best. You've certainly drawn the best.
Yeah, if it was needed, like, you know, if we were playing really well, then I would want the easier team, but we're not. So I needed something to, you know, get us up for the game, and there's nothing bigger than Liverpool versus Real Madrid.
Absolutely nothing bigger than Real Madrid. Ömz, there's your exciting draw, as Conroy says. You wanted an exciting draw, you've got it now, son.
Cheers, Con. Bring it on. Like we know, Klopp, he needs a few times to go and win something, so maybe he needs his third time to go and beat Madrid. So this is another test for Klopp. Can he do it? Let's wait and see.
It's going to be tense. It's going to be pressure. It's going to be exciting. We've got a few months before that. Let's get the World Cup out of the way. Let's get the players refreshed back. Great start last night to sort of the final week or two before the break for World Cup. And then we take it from there. No doubt we've got you covered on this channel with all the content around the World Cup, the Champions League, the Premier League. Stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't, like if you haven't, all of that good business. And we see you very, very soon. Peace out. Take care.